Lately, there is a lot of buzz created with Gary from Gary Economics channel. The guy who wants to tax rich. So, and because a lot of buzz is created, probably he's doing something well. Because now, like a lot of rich people are leading the smearing campaign against him. So, from one perspective, I agree with him that rich should be taxed more. But on the other hand, personally, I don't see how would that help you, me, or anyone else. Because you have to understand that tax money is not your money. So maybe it will benefit a bit NHS. But again, if you remember, a few years ago, quantitative easing, when basically government donated a lot of people, a lot of money, I think 300 billion, to rich people, with the theory that that money will somehow trickle down to the rest of the population. Well, surprise, that money never trickled down. And it will never trickle down. Usually what happens is that with the channel of corruption and nepotism, that money flows from the government and from the top back to the rich people. So instead, I would like to propose something else. You know how our queens and kings and royal family doesn't have influence on politics, and actually they're prohibited in directly influencing the politics. So in that regard, I would propose that every rich person who gets to the certain point of wealth, net wealth of let's say 5 million and above, is permanently forbidden to have any kind of influence on politics. And that means through any kind of social media, social platforms, any kind of TV, radio, any kind of direct influence by lobbying or doing anything which will kind of directly or indirectly influence our democratical process. So now you can say, well, that wouldn't be good. Well, if our royal family is forbidden, then we should apply same for the rich people. And on the other hand, what are you? Are you communist? So in the sense, you don't like democracy, and you would like the crony capitalism and oligarchy, because that's what we have now. Because if someone has more money, then they can exert a larger pressure on the democracy and on democratic process of decision making. So in that regard, I would propose that if a rich person gets involved in influencing in democratic process, then we should fine them with the 50% of all of their assets. So basically 50% of whatever they possess will go to the state ownership. And then with that money we would fund whatever, like a basic income or something else. And then if they do it second time, then we would take 70% of whatever they own. All the assets, all the wealth, all the money they possess on their accounts, regardless that being in United Kingdom or abroad. And then if they do it third time, then we would take them 99% of everything they possess. And maybe at that point they would learn the lesson and stop influencing democratic process. and they would understand that state should be and is stronger than any individual. So yeah, that's my proposition. So don't just tax rich. Problem is their influence on the politics and on policy making. And in that regard, it's more important that we stop them having the influence on some decision that should be group decision of all of us in the society. Thank you. That's it for today. Bye.